Hello, and welcome to 5 Minutes for Freedom. This is where I share little gems in 5 minutes or less that will encourage you on your way from stress and overwhelm, fear, and all that stuff onto freedom and the abundant life. I'm Sandra Allen Lovelace, and I'm a transformation coach on that very same journey. But today, I want to talk about the 5 senses. Well, actually, it's more than 5 anymore. Now they talk about the 8 senses. Yes, there is sight and hearing and touch and smelling and taste. Those are the 5 that I knew growing up. But now they've added 3 more senses, and they actually make a lot of sense, pun intended. The 3, let me describe the 3, and then I'll explain to you why they're important. The 3 different ones are introception, intro, in other words, being aware of what's going on the inside, how we're feeling, how our body is responding to things, what's going on the inside. And the next one is called propriation. And propriation has to do with our movement and what's going on the outside of us. So introception is being aware of what's happening on the inside. Propriation is really about what's happening on the outside and our movement relative to that. And then the third of the new senses is vestibular. It's called vestibular, and that has to do with balance. So if you're on a tilt-a-whirl, if you know that amusement park ride, a tilt-a-whirl that turns and swirls you around, that vestibular, it would really jumble up your vestibular sense. Which way's up, what's going on around me, and how do I keep my balance? That's vestibular. So what do they have to do with transformation? What do they have to do with living in freedom? Why are these new senses added on to the others? Why are they significant in terms of our walk toward freedom? Because by being more aware of what's going on inside and the world around us and in our relationship, in other words, I'm overloaded with fear. I didn't really know to identify it as that before. I used to just freeze. As a matter of fact, that did used to happen to me. And when it did, I got accused of giving anybody the silent treatment. Oh, you're just punishing me. You don't want to talk. You don't want to. It's like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. That's a trauma response when we feel threatened. Fight or flight, freeze or fawn. These are all responses to trauma. So knowing that that's happening on my inside and being able to check that out to be able to reconnect with my thought process and sort out whether is it really a threat or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just something that's happened in my past that this certain stimulus or what's happening in front of me, like the smell of something burning, maybe reminds us of a fire that was dangerous for us. And so we overreact. Knowing those things, being aware of those things, and learning to manage them is really important. The same with propriation, what's going on around us and how to respond to that. And even vestibular, our balance, because our balance can be thrown off by a lot of things. All of these awarenesses are added on. These 3 new ones are added on to the others in order for us to be able to keep our nervous system calm, to go from the whole, what I call the survival mode, the sympathetic system in our body, to the peace mode, the parasympathetic. So being aware of all this stuff can be really helpful to keep ourselves balanced and at peace. That's my hope, that this will do that for you. God bless.